What if everything you were taught about dinosaurs was designed to make you stop asking questions? What if the extinction story wasn't the end, but the cover? Because here's something that should bother you. Earth didn't reset after the asteroid. It adapted. And adaptation doesn't mean disappearance. It means hiding, shrinking, changing form. Tonight, we're not asking whether dinosaurs survived. We're asking something far more disturbing. What if modern life exists inside a world that never stopped being theirs? What if the creatures we think of as ancient never left? They just learned how to coexist, while we were too distracted to notice. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, extinction will feel less like an event, and more like a story we needed to believe. Comment, "They never left," if you're willing to question the oldest story science ever told. The extinction story is too clean. The asteroid theory is neat, comforting, final. One moment of impact, one global catastrophe, one clean ending. But nature doesn't work like that. Mass extinctions don't erase everything. They prune, they pressure, they reshape. Over 75% of species died during the Cretaceous Paleogene event, which means 25% survived. And survival doesn't mean unchanged. It means forced evolution under extreme pressure. Smaller bodies, nocturnal behavior, burrowing, cold tolerance, camouflage, flight. Sound familiar? Because birds aren't descendants of dinosaurs. They are dinosaurs, and that alone should terrify you. If one lineage survived openly, how many others survived quietly? The survivors we admit, and the ones we don't. Science officially accepts this. Birds are living dinosaurs. Crocodilians predate the extinction. Sharks survived multiple mass extinctions. Insects outlived everything. So ask yourself, why does survival suddenly become impossible when the animal gets uncomfortable to imagine? Large reptiles already had survival advantages. Low oxygen requirements, slow metabolisms, ability to hibernate, egg burial strategies, environmental adaptability. If some dinosaurs went aquatic, went subterranean, shrunk dramatically, became nocturnal, they wouldn't leave fossils everywhere. They would leave gaps. And gaps are exactly what the fossil record is full of. The missing millions of years, the silence problem. Here's a fact that sounds fake, but isn't. We have more fossils of some dinosaurs than we do of many animals that lived just 10,000 years ago. The fossil record is incomplete, biased towards certain environments, dependent on rare preservation conditions, which means absence of evidence is not equal to evidence of absence. Now ask the forbidden question. If a lineage survived in small numbers, in isolated ecosystems, why would we ever find them? Especially if humans avoided them, cultures mythologized them, encounters were rare and lethal. History would erase them, not intentionally, naturally. Modern creatures that shouldn't exist. Let's talk about animals that feel wrong. The Komodo dragon, the cassowary, crocodiles with unchanged anatomy, deep-sea reptiles with ancient traits, living fossils like the coelacanth. The coelacanth was thought extinct for 65 million years. Then someone caught one in 1938. Let that sink in. If one species can hide that long in the ocean, what could hide on land? Where discovery depends on chance and survival. Forests collapse evidence. Jungles erase tracks. Mountains isolate ecosystems. Nature is excellent at hiding things we aren't meant to see often. Myths that sound like bad science, but won't go away. Every culture has stories of serpents, dragons, feathered reptiles, thunder lizards, fire-breathing beasts, sky hunters. These myths appear independently across continents, without cultural contact. That shouldn't happen, unless they're describing real encounters, exaggerated memories, rare sightings, intergenerational warnings. Myths don't need to be literal to be directional. They point to something humans kept running into and didn't want to meet again. What if they shrank? The size lie. We imagine dinosaurs as massive, but size is a luxury. When environments collapse, animals get smaller, require less food, reproduce faster, hide more easily. This is called island dwarfism. It's real. It's documented. A T-Rex descendant doesn't need to be 40 feet long. It could be 6 feet, feathered, fast, territorial, rare. And if something like that existed, you wouldn't call it a dinosaur. You'd call it a monster, a cryptid, a hoax, a mistake, and move on. Why humans would never notice, or would choose not to. Modern humans don't explore. We document. We map. We assume. Anything outside expectation is dismissed. And institutions don't chase. Unrepeatable sightings. Dangerous ecosystems. Claims without bodies. especially if confirming them would rewrite textbooks, collapse funding models, redefine humanity's dominance. Extinction is comforting. Coexistence with predators smarter than us is not. The most disturbing possibility. Here's the theory that ends conversations. What if dinosaurs didn't need to hide from nature? What if they needed to hide from us? Early humans wiped out megafauna globally. That's not debated. If humans encountered surviving dinosaur-line species, they would hunt them, fear them, mythologize them, erase them, and the survivors would learn one rule: avoid humans at all costs. That's not extinction. That's intelligence. So whose world is this, really? We assume dominance because we don't see challengers. But dominance isn't about visibility. It's about control. Dinosaurs ruled this planet for 165 million years. We've had it for about 12,000. If survival has a memory, Earth remembers them better than us. The ecosystem anomaly problem. Why the numbers don't add up. Here's something most people never question. Modern ecosystems behave strangely. There are places on Earth where large prey animals disappear without explanation. Apex predators show avoidance behavior. Entire regions feel biologically underpopulated, not empty, selective. In several remote regions, deep rainforests, isolated wetlands, high mountain corridors, researchers have documented a pattern. Food chains don't collapse the way they should. Something is removing energy from the system without leaving obvious remains. No carcasses, no predator signatures, no population booms afterward, which breaks ecological math. Every apex predator leaves evidence. Scat, bones, territorial markers. Unless that predator consumes almost everything, recycles nutrients efficiently, leaves the area quickly, exists in extremely low numbers. Now ask yourself a question no textbook asks. What kind of animal evolves to never be seen, to leave no trace, and to avoid dominance displays entirely? Not a conqueror, a survivor. Something shaped by extinction pressure so severe that visibility itself became a liability. If a dinosaur lineage survived by becoming rare, nomadic, hyper-aware, environmentally silent, then modern science wouldn't miss it. Science would filter it out as noise, because science looks for patterns, and rare things don't make patterns. The forbidden question: what if they aren't animals anymore? This is where the idea becomes uncomfortable, because we keep asking the wrong question. Not, did dinosaurs survive? But, what did survival turn them into? Evolution under pressure doesn't just change bodies. It changes behavior, cognition, strategy. Birds already demonstrate tool use, problem solving, social learning, complex communication, now scale that over 65 million years. What if survival favored intelligence over size, awareness over aggression, avoidance over dominance? We assume intelligence looks like cities and machines. That's a human bias. True intelligence may look like never being detected, never competing, never leaving evidence, never announcing presence. What if the ultimate evolutionary advantage is not being noticed at all? A species that learned. Humans destroy what they fear. Humans study what they see. Humans ignore what stays quiet. Would evolve one rule: never let humans confirm you exist. And that would explain something terrifying. Why there are no bodies, no bones, no proof. Because proof requires discovery, and discovery requires permissions.